Hi, I'm Robert Kolby Harper, and I'm the Associate Artistic Director of Phoenix Theater.
And I'm Dan Schay. I'm the Executive Director of Phoenix Theater.
I'm Pasha Yamotahari. I'm the Literary Manager and Resident Dramaturg for the Phoenix Theater.
And today we're talking about the Hormel New Works Festival. This year we go into our 14th season, and there have been a lot of changes in the history of this festival. Dan, how did it get started?
Well, about 13 years ago, since this is number 14, it was 13 years ago, the playwright Richard Warren had the idea of putting together a little festival of new work here at Phoenix. He's a playwright himself, and like every playwright, he understands very deeply and personally the difference between a script and a play. A script is what it is when it's on the page. It doesn't become a play until there are actors acting it out in front of a live audience. And so, like any other playwright or many other playwrights, he really felt the need for his own work of being able to bring it to life and see what it's like in 3 dimensions, 4 dimensions, if you will, including time, being laid out in front of the public that way. He put together a couple of directors. I was honored to be one of them, from around the state, and a group of actors, and he came to Phoenix Theater and said, "You guys aren't doing very much during the summertime in the little theater. It's pretty quiet and pretty dark for most of the summer. How about letting me use the space?" And over time, what had started as a really fairly independent little group became more and more under the aegis of Phoenix Theater until now. It is a completely subsidized and owned project and program of Phoenix Theater, and one that we're very, very proud to have as part of our own. And over the course of the years, really anybody who's anybody, not to sound too exclusive about it, but we've really been able to employ many of the fine theater artists here in Phoenix, be able to reach out not just to area playwrights, but to playwrights from around the country who've brought their works here to Phoenix Theater. It's been a great advantage to the theater to be able to broaden the kind of work that we have available to our public. We're known on this stage for the size and scale and caliber of our musical theater productions. Very often, although Robbie will probably talk about some of the musicals that have been started at New Works, very often we're able to do things that are a little bit more quirky, a little bit more off-Broadway, or off-Broadway, or in the case of 1 or 2 that I remember through the years, off-Broadway.
New Jersey.
Very unusual plays. Stylistically more challenging, dramaturgically more challenging, or at least very different than what we do. Lord knows it's plenty challenging to do those big musicals. Yeah. But a lot of different styles, a lot of different themes, a lot of different subjects explored in the New Works Festival. And finally, we have playwrights who've come from all over the country, including playwrights like Stephanie Zadravec, Rich Orloff, playwrights Jenna Nipers, who've had their work done not just here at Phoenix Theater, but really nationally. And of the, I guess it's now 52 plays that we have mounted in the New Works Festival, well over 20 of them have gone on to subsequent productions, either in our own theater or in other theaters. And that's a very high batting average for a festival of new work. That's a lot of people who've gone off to
and I think that speaks a lot about the process and what you have to, for a New Works Festival, to offer to the playwright. Pasha, can you talk a little bit about what we offer to the playwright for the process and development of these plays?
Absolutely. One of the keys we found to success with this process, with the New Work process, is to give the playwright as many tools as possible as they try to bring their play up to the standards that they would like to have it to. So one of the things that we've introduced last couple of years is to have professional dramaturgs assist the playwright, to be a sounding board, to be kind of a team player with the playwright, to help them throughout the process, to be there as a bouncing board for the thoughts, ideas that they go through. This allows also the director to really focus in on putting up the piece, focus on the actors, and then for all of them to combine and do an ensemble-driven New Work project. We've introduced, this year will be the first year that we have intern dramaturgs joining us from the Arizona State University playwriting program. the MFA in playwriting. So we're in a sense cultivating future dramaturgs, really allowing future playwrights to also be involved in understanding what dramaturgy is, specifically when it comes to New York development. And also for the process, the last couple of years we've introduced what we call the page to the stage, which we give each playwright the opportunity to collaborate with a scenic designer, lighting designer, or costume designer, and pretty much conceptualize a dream concept of this piece that they've been working on. This again kind of gives the playwright an amazing opportunity to get feedback from a source that they may not get feedback on until it's full production. And we decide, well, why not give them that opportunity while they're developing their piece? And this is really important for playwrights to kind of understand the entire process, the future process, something that we may not be a part of as they go on and venture and try to get their plays produced. So really it's about the playwright and what can we offer as a New York's Festival to this playwright in all facets. Artistically, creatively, as well as technically and producing-wise, which leads us to basically what is the whole process for the patrons and the festival, which Robbie...
I think that's one of the most exciting parts, at least for me, is figure out how to get the audience to be part of the process, because that's the exciting part, the creation of a new work, to see it come to life, and also to understand the steps that are involved in making that happen. And this year, we have really changed the format of the New Works Festival. We've consolidated it to 2 weeks. Usually in the past, for the past many years, it's been 4 weeks, one staged reading a week. This year we're doing 2 weeks. We're doing 2 staged readings a week. One will be in our little theater and one will be right on main stage. We think that's going to create more of a festival atmosphere, and that is one of the goals here, to create a real excitement and a buzz around the work that's being done here. In addition to having the 2 staged readings, we also have each Saturday morning a reading of a second draft series play. And the second draft series is something I started about 3 years ago, and it really is here to cultivate Phoenix playwright talent. We do a reading pretty much once a month. Each playwright we select gets 2 readings over the course of a year, so they get some real opportunity to do some focused work in the rewrites. And we also have the 24-hour theater project, which is just what it is, from inception of play all the way to production of play. It's a crazy day, but it is so much fun to see what comes out of that. And then also we have the Asu Centennial Project, which has been started with ASU, and it's a selection of 7 short plays that all have focused ideas of the theme of Arizona, because we're coming up on our centennial. So I call it the good, the bad, the ugly of Arizona, and a celebration of our state in every possible way. So it's really going to be an exciting summer, so we hope you join us.